So there's this YouTuber Emirichu. Hopefully I pronounced that right. She has a pretty cool channel. I don't know too much about her at all. I just found out about her channel and what's going on in her situation on Twitter just yesterday. I can see, though, she makes some pretty cute content. And look at that, featured channel Moonshine Animation. That guy I've actually met at Anime Expo. Very cool dude. He does animation content. It's really awesome with Figmas and that sort of thing. Anyways, here's what's going on. So she posted this tweet that has now almost 5,000 retweets and over 32,000 likes. And the caption, I don't know who needs to hear this. Your favorite creator is not obligated to respond to you. You are not special. I don't look in my Instagram DMs because it gets overwhelming and it just isn't possible for me to respond to everyone. Don't message my roommates either, please. And here is, I guess, the message that she was sent. Let's take a look at this nonsense. This is just insane. It says, hello there. I don't know if you know who I am, and that's fine. I've seen your face before. Super creepy. It says, that's not the point. No, I got something more important to talk about. Now, I used to actually have support for you at one point. However, now, let's just say that all faded completely in the dust as of now. It's honestly funny how things have changed. I tried to DM you several times. You just wouldn't answer. Not even a single character. Is this how you actually treat your fans? With ignorance? Well, I hope you know that this fan is no longer a fan anymore. And I hope you burn an HELL, a little more explicit than that, by the way, for what you did. You ignorant little, another terrible word there, he's calling her. He says, you could have answered me during my worst times. I can picture it actually happening. Just know. You, and it gets cut off. Before we go to the next screenshot, she also added this from Emirichu. If you're going through something difficult, I'm sorry. However, seeking out a stranger's validation is not the way to deal with it. I hope this doesn't discourage anyone from DMing the creators they like. Go for it. I've done it. And it feels nice on the rare occasion that there's a reply. However, please don't take it personally if there isn't one. Now, I will admit, I find it a little amusing that this moron is sending this nonsense, because usually that's all it is online. It's nonsense. People are anonymous online, and they like to say very stupid things because they won't be held accountable for it. That said, I also don't think people should be underestimated, and I do think, at some level, the threats should be taken seriously, and this person escalated the issue. I'll show you those DMs next, and apparently she has gone to the police, and I fully support her in that. As I said, oftentimes this stuff is nonsense. However, you never want to underestimate someone. One time it might not be nonsense, and you don't want to be wrong about that. I'm going to show some of the threats I've gotten just because I don't want it to seem like it's easy for me to sit here having never experienced it and explain like a situation that I've never experienced. I have experienced such. Here's some examples. This person says, let's see Hero Hey with his karate skills, or me with my chainsaw from my tool shed. I don't think I'll win this one. So this is just stupid. First of all, I don't know any karate. And this person literally said that they're not going to win anyways. So I just laughed at this. This is very stupid. This one is just weird and creepy. This person, Pyramid, says, should we make a thread to put down Hero Hey? Whatever put down means. Guess what? Your little thread ain't going to do anything. Now they start to get a little more serious. This weirdo says, pot calling kettle tug job. You nor Hero Hey are worth spending time in a prison cell for. Hurting you is too easy. Smashing your mailbox, please. Arson or spreading mold would have done the job. And I saved the best for last. He even said, buddy, it would be too easy to finish you off. A gun with a silencer, poison, rigging your car, etc. So don't worry. You'll RIP one day of natural causes. Plus, no one wants to go to jail for offing your clout-chasing ASS. You do deserve getting jumped, though. Those are just a few recent examples. There have been plenty other times where people have said nonsense like this to me. Some situations where I literally called them out and said, well, come to LA then and we'll fight. Some of you may remember what I'm talking about. For the record on that one, I didn't start the fight thing. I'm not some internet tough guy. This person wanted to fight. I just accepted his offer. He never actually followed through. Now, I want to get back on track, though. I don't want to make this video about me. Again, just wanted to include that to show that I can kind of relate. Although I will admit, what she was sent is a lot more bizarre than what I've ever been sent. That said, Emirichu's content seems just totally innocent and cute. I really don't understand why people would send her this much hate. It's really weird. At least with my content, I can understand. I'm right about a lot of things. My opinions are right a lot of the time, and it pisses people off that I make a good point or something like that, so they get really mad. To be honest, I still don't think that warrants the level of hate that I've been receiving at times. It is what it is, though. I can at least understand why I get it way more than why she's getting this. It just doesn't make sense. Very weird situation. You know, the internet can be a really weird place. Here's the next DM. Okay, so I've been alluding to you that this next one is even worse, and it is so much worse that I don't even want to be on screen reading this, to be honest. So I'm just going to read it like this. This is seriously disturbing. This person is very messed up. They wrote, "You know, since you want to play this game, I've thought of driving all the way to Redacted just to find your address. I don't give a you-know-what about that stupid thing going on in the world, the coof. Now, I'm not sure if you live in Redacted, but it seems like you do. So if you do, I might just find where you live. And if you don't give me your address, I know I'll find it a certain way. I just know I will. I've even thought of burying you alive. No, really, it's gotten to the point where I just want to go to whatever cemetery is near your hometown and dig your own grave. That's just how it is. Until you actually show some compassion or dignity for me, I'm going to be this way. And there's absolutely no way you can stop it now." So the good news is she followed that up saying, so I guess police time? And she does say that she made a report this morning. And again, I fully support her in that. I think it's a good call. So let me reiterate, most of the time, in my opinion, people who post nonsensical things online like this are not actually going to do anything. They're just doing it because, again, they are anonymous and they like to try to seem tough or something because they can't actually be held accountable for it. They can't actually be called out. Now, that said, if you want to take it far enough, you can get a subpoena from Twitter and subpoena the person's IP or whatever you need to. It just gets time consuming and costly. So at the very least, I think the right call here was going to the police and just letting them know what's going on. And since she did that, good call, in my opinion. And that takes me to another reason why I've made this video, because I think at some level, these things should be documented. There are some threats that I've received. Most of them I ignore. Sometimes I do retweet them, though, because I want to document things just in case. Again, I never want to be the one to underestimate someone who actually might follow through with something so stupid. So I'm also making this to document what's going on if need be. Now, if you want to see something else crazy, this Mr. Guy says, to be fair, this is partially your fault as well for making it public. Wow, what a stupid take. She responds by saying, "Oh yes, by publicly stating that I did not appreciate aggressive messages from overly entitled fans, I was asking to be threatened. Silly me." Lynn responds to that very stupid take and says, "So your plan was Emily ignoring it and just keep going with her life like nothing happened?" And the dude with the hot take says, "I think that would have been the better approach and probably wouldn't lead to the message." Well, you know what? She didn't ask for this creep to start threatening her. She's fully in her right to talk about it. This moron went online and posted something stupid. You know what happens then? Usually one of two things. Everyone laughs at you, or people take it a bit more seriously and go to the cops. In this situation, both things happened. This person, Pam, then says to the weirdo, "Are you kidding me?" The weirdo says, "No, I just would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy pissing off so many people on Twitter." So here we go again, taking me back to the argument I was making earlier. People, when they are anonymous online, just like to act like tools, apparently. It's really pathetic. Pam says, "Oh, you're doing it for attention. That makes way more sense." And this guy's just getting ratioed the entire time. The weirdo says, "Actually, no, I'm not doing it for attention." He says, "I just really can't stand if everyone says their favorite creator didn't do anything wrong." So this is a snuck premise. Not everyone supporting Emily, I guess is her name. Not everyone supporting her here. That doesn't mean that she's their favorite creator. Some of them, sure, not all of them. And certainly there are people like me who just saw the tweet going viral with over 30,000 likes in their timeline and didn't even really know who she was. So very bad point. And the guy's not done yet. He makes another bad point. He says, "I'm still on Emily's side." Right. I just think making it public is a pretty bad move of her. I understand the PSA argument, though, and she really does things like this in her videos. And Pam says she didn't do anything wrong. If she did, others would come forward. She shined light on a problem. That's good. The way she reacted to it was bad. They should have learned from their bad behavior. They are acting like a child. So they not being Emily, they being the weirdo who's making all these threats at her. I don't think there's anything wrong with her talking about this publicly. Now, here is where it gets complicated. As many of you know, I think Twitter is a very stupid place. It's a very terrible platform. And I think people who call other people out on Twitter are especially lame most of the time. In some situations, it makes sense. In this situation, it makes complete sense to me. As I said earlier in the video, this sort of thing is important to document. If this loony really does act on what he's saying, it's good that it's all documented, and this can all be given to the PD, etc., etc. And on top of that, she also went to the PD. So she documented this, she informed people about what's going on, and she's gone to the PD. It's not like she's just calling someone out on Twitter for a nonsensical reason. I never support when people do that. You know, I mean, you see it all the time. You see smears on Twitter, people just lying and witch hunting others and this sort of thing, or people going after people on Twitter for like the most minuscule thing. That stuff is all pathetic. That's not what's going on here. As always, you don't need to agree with me, though. This is just my 2 cents. If you want to follow Emily, if you're not already, I will link her YouTube and her Twitter in the description. And I want to give a big thanks to the kind people who promoted the earlier video on Sword Art Online. If you haven't seen that one, check it out if you're in the mood for a comedic video. That one's just purely entertaining and funny. This topic a lot more serious, obviously. And again, a shout out to the first 20 people who promoted that one. My system caps at 20 if you promoted it, and I don't shout you out. That's why. I truly appreciate you, though, and you truly are helping the channel. So thank you, and shout out to Florida Fool, KJ Collins. I can't even say this guy's name. Dude, I feel like that's a bad thing to say. I'm not going to say this one. It's like, it's not Kenshin. It looks like Kenshin in the profile picture. Different, though. It's like a character with red hair and red eyes. It's not Kenshin. Anyways, Kitty Kit Cat, Devil Jaw, Tamaki Suo, Codenort X, Deshawn M, Juzo, North B, Amzranon, Andrew E, Intimidator 0108, Elliot B, Baku Girl, Mr. Anime 343, Bunny Knight Scarlet, Bruno, and that's it. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.